welcome to our podcast, the Composition Masterclass. So, welcome the guests today. We joined the Fernanda, Ashley, and Chirland. Each of them will share their ideas, opinions about the topic. To begin, let's talk about the foundation of academic writing, Fernanda. Could you explain the three core essay structures and why students need to understand them before writing an essay?
Hello, Sebastian. Hello, girls. Thank you for your invitation. Of course, I understand that essay structure is essential because each structure helps readers achieve a different performance. So choosing the correct structure allows students to organize their ideas clearly, communicate their messages more effectively. So I want to mention three different essays. Uh, the first one structure is exposition, and expository essays is used when the goal is to explain a concept, process, or topic objectively. The reader focus on providing information and facts rather than personal opinions. For example, if students is asked to explain how the reading process works, they would use expository structure. And the purpose is to inform the reader and make complex ideas easier to understand. One itself is strategy for expository reading is organizing information step by step, supporting explanation with clear examples. So with this helps readers to follow the information in Jolico.
So, exposition is mainly about explaining and informing. What a comparison and contrast.
Okay, the comparison and contrast essays are the same to analyze similarities and difference between two subjects. Um, with this structure, helps students develop critical thinking skills because they must evaluate information rather than simple describe it. So, for example, students may compare online learning and traditional classroom and learning. They could discuss similarities, such as both methods, providing educational opportunities, difference such as flexibility, interaction, and learning environments. A strong comparison and contrast essays requires clear criteria for comparison. Instead of listing random similarities and difference, students should focus on specific points and organize them the Jolico. So this makes the essays more coherent and persuasive.
That makes sense. Students often have to compare ideas and academic writing. How can you explain cause and effect essays?
Absolutely. So the cause and effect essays focus on relationships between events, situations, or actions, so that readers examines why something happens and what results for it. For example, a student could write about the effects of social media on academic performance. They could analyze the cause, social increase, screen time, or distractions, and then discuss the consequence, including lower concentration or reduce the study time. This structure um, can help students think analytical because they must identify connectors between different factors. It also encouraged them to support their arguments with logical reasoning and evidence. One important thing to remember is that readers should avoid making assumptions. Uh, Instead, they should clearly explain how cause lead to specific effects.
We have discussed the three essay structures, but many students struggle before they even start writing. Why is drafting such an important part of the writing process?
Okay, with the drafting is one of the most evaluated steps in reading because it allows students to organize their ideas before reading the final version of an essay. So many students believe that need to write a perfect paper on the first attempt, but that's not who is strong reading the bones. So the first drive is simple, a place to explore ideas and test organization and identify areas that need improvement. Driving is helps reading focus on structure before worrying about grammar or formality. It gives them the opportunity to review their arguments, strengthen weak points, and ensure that ideas follow logical from on paragraph to the next. And another benefit is that driving reduce the stress. When the students create a drive, they break the reading process into manageable um, states rather than trying to complete everything at once.
You're absolutely right. So the project guidelines also mention handwriting draft. What do you think they are useful?
Okay, with a drive, handwriting drive can be extremely evaluated because they encourage students to slow down and think more carefully about the ideas. Reading by Ken of helps with a brainstorm, planning, and organizing information before moving to a computer. So, handwriting drive allows the students make notes, drive connection between ideas, and experiment with different structures. It becomes easier to see the overall organization of essays and identify areas that need revisions. So, although technology is important, starting with a cat reading drive can improve focus and creativity during the early stage of reading.
That's excellent advice. Before we move, what would you say is the most important lesson future students should remember about essays, structures, and drafting?
My biggest recommendation is to choose the essay structure that match your purpose. If you want to explain, use exposition, and if you want to analyze similarities and difference, so use comparison and contrast essays. Um, if you want to examine relationship between events, use cause and effects. So at the same time, never skip the driving state. A well planned drive creates a stronger, clearly and more organized essays. So great reading doesn't happen in a single step. It evolves through planning, driving, revision, and improvement.
Thank you, Fernanda. Understanding essay structure and drafting provides a strong foundation for academic writing. Now let's move on to another important topic: academic standards and integrity. So we continue with Ashley.
Thank you, Sebastian. Yeah, now let's talk about academic standards and integrity. Many students think academic writing is only about having good ideas. However, it's also important to present those ideas correctly and ethically. This is where APA 7 edition, um, sorry, 7 edition, it's like source integration and test statement become essential. Let's start with the APA 7 edition. When many students hear the word APA, they immediately think about formatting. However, APA is much more than that. It helps give credit to author use ideas we use in our papers and help us avoid plagiarism. One important part of APA is the in-text citation. In-text citation is a short citation that appears in the essay whenever we use information from another source. Its purpose is to show where the information came from. For example, if I paraphrase an idea from Smith published in 2024, I can write in parentheses Smith, comma, 2024. This tells readers that the idea belonged to that author. Another important part of APA is the reference list. The reference list appears at the end of the paper and includes the complete information about all source used in the essay. A basic reference usually includes the author name, publication date, a title, and the source. And both in text citation and the reference list work together. Their intake citation shows readers where information came from, and the reference list helps them find the complete source. From my experience, many students focus only on writing the essay and leave citation from the last minute. However, learning APA from the beginning makes the writing process much easier and helps avoid accidental plagiarism. At first, I thought APA was only about formatting, but I later realized that it also helps maintain academic integrity and gives credibility to our work. Now that we understand how to give credit to authors, let's talk about source integration. Source integration is the process of incorporating information from external source into our writing. And this is important because academic essays are stronger when they are supported by reliable evidence and research. The common ways of integrating source are summarizing and paraphrasing. Summarizing means reducing a text to its main ideas using fewer words. When we summarize, we focus only on the most important information. For example, if an article explains several benefits of exercise, a summary might be exercise provides important health benefits. Paraphrasing is different. It involves experience, a specific idea from a source using your own words while maintaining the original meaning. For example, if the original source says regular exercise improves physical and mental health, a paraphrase could be engaging in physical activity regularly can improve both physical and psychological well-being. Many students believe that using their own words means they do not need to cite the source. However, this is incorrect. Even when paraphrasing the original idea belongs to the author, so proper citation is still necessary. I think summarizing and paraphrasing are useful because they allow students to demonstrate that they truly understand the information instead of simply copying it. Many students confuse these two concepts because both involve using information from source. But understanding the difference is important for effective academic writing. Writing. My advice for future students is to always read the source carefully, understand the information first, and then write in your own words. This will help you avoid plagiarism and integrate source more effectively into your essays. Finally, let's talk about the thesis statement. The thesis statement is the main idea or central argument of an essay. It tells readers that what the paper will discuss and helps the writer stay focused. throughout the writing process. A thesis statement works like a roadmap because the guys, both the writer and the essay throughout essay. For example, a weak thesis may be social media is popular among students. The thesis statement is too general and does not tell readers what a specific point the essay will make. A stronger thesis would be although social media improve communication, excessive use can negative affect academic performance, mental health, and interpersonal relationships. This thesis is more effective because it's specific and clearly presents the main points that will be discussed in the essay. One mistake many students make is writing the thesis after finishing the essays. In my experience, creating a thesis first makes it easier to organize ideas and stay focused on the topic. A strong thesis also helps writers decide what information should be included in each body paragraph. For future students, my recommendation is to spend time creating a stronger thesis before starting the body paragraph. A a clear thesis makes the essays easier to organize and helps writers understand the reader's purpose from the beginning. In conclusion, APA 7 edition, source integration, and text statements are fundamental parts of academic writing. They help students avoid plagiarism, support their ideas with evidence, and organize their essays effectively. Learning these skills early can make writing easier, more professional, and more successful. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley, for your opinion about the academic standards. And now let's continue with Shirley. She explained about the grammar.
Now I went to explain some topics. The first one is depend and independent clauses. An independent clause is a complete sentence. It has a subject and a verb and makes sense on its own. And dependent clauses has a subject and a verb but start with a word like because, if, and when. That makes it feel incompletely. It's need a independent clauses to make sense. For example, the independent clauses is I went to the store. And the dependent clauses is because I was angry. And the complete sentences is I went to the store because I was angry. So the second one is subordinating clauses. These are the same on dependent clauses. They add extra information to the main sentences. They often start with subordinating conjunctions. For example, although, because, since, unless and well. For example, although it was raining when we went for a walk. And the other topic is coordinating and correlative conjunction. The coordinating conjunction connect two equal things. Oh, remember, always use fan voice. The fan voice is for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. And the correlative conjunction work in pairs. For example, either and or, neither and nor, and not only but also. For example, the coordinating conjunction I like tea and coffee. And the correlative conjunction is not only is he smart, but he is also kind. And the next topic is adverb and adverbial phrase. The adverb describes verbs, adjective, or other adverb. For example, usually end in "ly". For example, quickly and loudly. The adverbial phrase are group of words doing the same job. They tell us how, when, where, or why. For example, he ran quickly. He ran in a hurry. And the next topic is conditional sentences. For example, they use if to talk about the conditional and as a result. For example, the first conditional, if it rains, I will stay at home. And the other topic is punctuation. The commas and semicolons. Use a commas to separate items in a list, or to join two independent clauses with a conjunction. And but. Use a semicolon to join two independent clauses that are closely related without a conjunction. For example, commas. I like apples, comma, orange, comma, and pears. And the semicolon is I am tired, semicolon. I will sleep. And the finally topic is type of sentences. The first type of sentences is simple. Only you need one independent clauses. For example, I eat is the independent clauses and the simple sentences. The second one is compound sentences. You need to add two independent clauses joined by a conjunction. For example, I eat, comma, and I drink. And the finally is complex sentences. You need to add one independent clauses and one dependent clauses, and the sentences is a complex. For example, because I am angry, I eat. And that's it. The grammar topics for today. Thank you.
Thank you, children, for your opinions and examples about the grammar. This is important to the handwriting. And if we had to give you a summary of the entire episode, it will be this: pick the right essay structure from day one. Don't be afraid to make messy handwriting drafts. Respect APA rules like and relying on stop translating literally from Spanish and English. I want to say thank you, Fernanda, Ashley, and Chulem for dropping all these pro tips today. And to everyone listening on the other side of the screen, best of luck with the course. Don't panic. It's all about practice, order, and rewatching this video. Whenever you get stuck of paragraph, this was the composition masterclass. Smile like button and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. 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 Thank
Gracias,
you.
thank you.